My name is Nicole Ramos, and the title of my speech is Why Having Feelings is Not So Bad After All. I don't like to be touched. Now, that may be a weird way to start a speech, but for me, touching is a very feelings-driven aspect, and that bothers me because feelings bother me. Being a part of this Design for Change process, though, has shown me the need for being open and for striving to develop feelings. Being in the Justice and Urban Studies program, we're both striving and advocating for the benefit of others. But if we do not recognize how essential non-cognitive skills are, we're missing a key aspect. Channeling elementary to middle-aged students' ability to feel has and will continue to be key in the development of students that will make change in their communities and that will provide them with lasting empowerment. Now, to grasp the importance of non-cognitive development, we will briefly deconstruct non-cognitive skills within the field stage of Design for Change and the effects of both. First, let's redefine our understanding of non-cognitive skills and their application in the field stage. Non-cognitive skills are defined by the 2012 article, Teaching Adolescents to Become Learners, published by the University of Chicago as a set of skills, behaviors, attitudes, and strategies that correlate within the educational context that they are situated in. Now, to put this simply, non-cognitive skills are feelings put into practice in one's education. These include emotional maturity, empathy, self-awareness, and communication. The field stage of Design for Change is set up to tap into these skills, to harness them, and to develop them. Students are challenged to recognize stereotypes, empathy, and parts of community that affect them with different activities such as skits, games, and lesson plans. Recognizing that parts of their community really do affect them is crucial because according to Dr. Pamela Cantor of the organization Turnaround for Children in a 2012 report entitled Action Brief, students living in unstable urban environments experience disrupted development. Now, disrupted development is a student's ability to assess and experience their feelings, and what we see in these neighborhoods is that they're filled with gunshots, robberies, drug deals, poverty, and these are all things that our students have told us that they see, that they experience, and that they are so very uncomfortable with. Now, this makes me think back to the poem The Chimney Sweeper, which was written in 1794 by William Blake, and it touches on themes of loss of innocence and suffering in children in a detrimental environment. The chimney sweeper describes a child who is forced to do manual labor, chimney sweeping, and the poem is centered around the child in the middle of the day crying in the snow while everyone else is in a church worshiping. If kids that are in these negative environments, such as the child in the poem who's forced to do hard labor, and then they're being faced with these negative feelings, it is crucial that we work with these students to allow them to identify, understand, and vocalize their feelings. And it is even more crucial that we as a society listen to these feelings. By identifying, understanding, and vocalizing these feelings, the students that we are working with, who are currently in the field stage right now, are setting themselves up for emotional independence and stability. Students are encouraged and have been more vocal about themselves, how they treat other people, and how their community, once again, how their community affects them. Our students have been able to vocalize and retain knowledge of their feelings and interactions, and actually going through this process with them has allowed my team and I to open up and work through our own feelings. So now that we have a good grasp of non-cognitive development and how it is being applied to the field stage of Design for Change, I want to briefly share 3 positive effects that I've seen. It has been so completely amazing to see and look forward to seeing what happens when you challenge students to develop and apply their non-cognitive skills. These students grow, and they grow so very much. When you challenge students to feel, you challenge students to realistically use and be engaged in their academics. A 2013 literature review entitled The Impact of Non-Cognitive Skills on Outcomes for Young People by Leslie Gutman and Ingrid Schutt of the Institute of Education cites a study where it was found that students who participated in service-oriented programs like Design for Change reported significant gains in attitude towards self, towards learning subjects like social studies and mathematics, towards their social skills, and in their overall academic performance. Now, in addition, in a 2012 research performed by the Good Project on the impact of Design for Change, it concluded that students that went through this program were more engaged and excited about school and improved in the key areas of communication, documentation, and media skills. Now, when you challenge students to feel, you also challenge students to early on develop their own ethical and moral code. Participating in this program, taking an ethics class, and reading the book Justice, What's the Right Thing to Do has been my primary source of developing what it means to be right or wrong, what it means to be good or bad, and to work through where I stand as a human being. The students we are working with are being challenged ethically and morally right now. Early on, they're working through their own questions of what is right, what is wrong, what is good, what is bad in with their neighborhoods, and where they fit in. They're asking questions like, is it right that I face food deserts? Is it right that I have to go outside and hear gunshots? They are working through all of that, and they're determining their own morality early on. Our feelings are tied to our moral compasses, and if we can get students early on to start thinking about their moral orientations, there's no telling what they can become later. Now, when we challenge students to feel, we also challenge students to do. One of my favorite poems so far, while taking British literature, has been The Human Abstract by William Blake. Blake's first lines of the poem are, "Pity would be no more if we did not make somebody poor," making the powerful argument that what some consider virtues are in essence inequality and injustice. Challenging our students to feel has never been about making them talk about their feelings and making sure they pity other people. Challenging our students to feel has been about what it means to love others and to recognize and respond to needs in their communities. Design for Change embodies what Blake argues for in this poem, that true emotion expressed and applied is change, is movement, and is a society that finds virtue in helping other people. To conclude, I want to reiterate that non-cognitive skills, or feelings such as empathy, teamwork, and communication, developed in early education are crucial to students' development in the field stage of Design for Change. Students are able to gain non-cognitive development, perform better academically, develop their own moral codes early on, and are more motivated to make changes in their communities. I hope that you will take away from this speech that it is okay to have feelings, and that our non-cognitive sides are so very powerful. While I am just beginning to open up to small touches like hugs and taps, my students inspire me every day to feel, and it is in these feelings that I know change is brewing in Dallas. Thank you.